All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Brogan. Today, we are back for another morning stream. Tired again, obviously. But, it's a process. It's not just something's going to happen in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. So, the streams aren't going to be built in a day either. So, process, but we're getting there, all right? I was actually able to successfully set up one of the streams today, which is, impressive for me. But we've got a good stream today. We're talking about a bit about Trump, or quite a bit actually. It's like 2 articles, I believe, talking about his projects in crypto, and we're going to look at his wallet as well, see what he's holding, this, that, the other. Plus some other things as well on the sidebar. We've got Pump.fun. Probably one of the biggest ones I've got as well is their whole streaming area. So if you didn't know, they have a streaming area. I've never looked into it. I didn't really care. I didn't really know of it, to be honest, until lately with this article. I need some water, actually. Alright. They have a streaming area, okay? Don't know where it is exactly, never been to it. Never cared, never wanted to care. Obviously caring now, because there is a bit of a scandal with it. Because they've had to shut it down, because it is completely unregulated. You can see right here on the crypto news from ahead, and everything else isn't in the way. Pump.fun suspends its live stream feature due to something we'll get into later on. So that's a bit of a rundown of what we're doing in the stream today. Obviously, we'll look at the charts, because I haven't looked at the charts. Didn't do it last night. Had some things to do. So obviously, we're doing it today. And probably maybe Wednesday or something like that. But anyway, we are on CoinMarketCap. We can have a look at some percentages. I've also been told by the higher ups, I'm supposed to look at top gainers and top losers of the 24-hour time frame. So I will be doing that as well before we get onto the X Files. So let's get straight into it. Good morning to all of you. Hopefully, all good evening, people around the world and whatnot. I have drunk some water, but it seems to haven't made a difference. So hopefully, my voice will sort itself out, during the course of the stream. So let's get into it. Let's look at Bitcoin. See what we'll do. So we did fall a tiny bit. Tiny bit, maybe not the word. I did look at the charts before I put them in my notepad, and they did look very interesting in terms of following the ranges. Because again, like I said, I haven't really been on stream in a while. Obviously, I had the obviously things going on with Mike and whatnot. Also, I actually did see a comment by Pakazad saying, "Oh yeah, Mike's back." Mike isn't back yet. He'll be a few weeks probably. So I'm going to be here for a few weeks. Whether you like that or not, obviously, is up to you. If you don't like me and you hate me, come back in maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Or just keep posting on Telegram for when Mike says he is back. But if you do, you'll think, oh, these streams aren't bad. I quite enjoyed the last stream. Hopefully you guys did as well. I enjoyed the last stream. If you do enjoy the streams, obviously, yeah, whatever. It's self-explanatory. So anyway, 93,741 for Bitcoin. It's really bad, I'm sorry. 0.5% up to 1 hour, no one really cares. For basically 5% down 24 hour. So yeah, we did fall a bit, but the most crucial thing I noticed on the chart when I looked at it before I added it to the notepad was that we were actually at 2 distinct areas on 2 different ranges. One of them was the high of the range, which if you know, and you've looked at my range, you've looked at my streams before, and I've talked about the highs and the lows and the equilibriums. Those are mainly the important areas of the ranges, okay, in a general sense. So obviously we were at one of the highs of the ranges, and another one on the lower range. I believe it was kind of like it kind of pathed downwards, if you know what I mean, where it went to the next range on the lower range, which was the extension, which obviously, again, if you do watch my streams, obviously I haven't done one in a while, but if you have watched when I've talked about them, you'll know they're very important lines as well. I believe, obviously, I will get to the charts, can't quite remember, but very important there. So obviously, expecting a bounce. And we did talk about it yesterday in terms of the Bitcoin dominance and all those sorts of fancy things going on, and with the CME gap filling that and then coming down again. As we had that downwards movement. So, obviously we were kind of talking about this. We also actually, I will get into it. This is really important as well. We do have, obviously we did talk about the open interest. We do have an article about the options, which is going to be really, really crazy. Okay, I just wanted to point out. Actually, as well, silly me, go to the descriptions wherever you're watching. They're useful links. I haven't done that in a while. There's a lot of things. I've got a big checklist now. Okay, I used to have a tiny little checklist in my hand. I used to, frolic through fields and go, oh, look, guys, it's the charts. Now I've got a lot of things to do. All right. So make sure you check the description. Really useful links down there. Telegram and the Twitter are the main importance, or X, whatever, are the most important ones for where you can keep in touch and see what's going on. Obviously, the X, it's kind of dead down a bit because obviously Mike is recovering. I will hopefully try to pick it up, maybe. We'll see. So, yeah. But still, check the description. Also, way down there, like the stream, subscribe. Simple stuff, yeah. Anyway, 93,605 for Bitcoin, as we already talked about. 33,594 for Ethereum. Now we were at an important range. I don't know how far we've fallen. I don't think we've fallen that far though. Basically 3.2% down on the 24 hours. Well, I mean, you can't ignore the fact that we were up quite heavy on the 7-day anyway. So again, it's not all doom and gloom, but we are at a very important range because last time I talked about Ethereum quite a bit ago, I did draw a rectangle, a grey rectangle, quite high up. I said this is probably one of the areas I expect Ethereum to come to of importance before it starts to come down again, because it was one of the higher resistance, higher price targets I had for Ethereum before I said I reckon we'd have a bit more of a move down. Obviously, that being a relative of, if we have a massive move down or a tiny move down, obviously it doesn't really matter at the time. So we will be looking at that as well. So the last thing I need to do is the winners and losers of the 24 hour. I'll look at 7 day because 24 hours not looking very good. You know it's bad. You know it's bad when you see not even a scroll. If I go to the top like this, if I do this so you can see everything, you don't even have to scroll to see stablecoins. So you know it's not a very good day. But you do have to take it in context though, because obviously, you know, we've had a lot of very good days recently, so it's okay. You take it in context. We've hit one of our lids before we burst out, so it doesn't make, you know, it's not too bad. So yeah, not bad. 1.9% Lido DAO, that's really it. Phantom, Theta, no one cares. I mean, it's just like, you know, there's nothing here of winning. But yeah, okay. I mean, again, I don't care about. I mean, a lot of these things I really don't care about. I'm not gonna lie. Like Sandbox, who cares? I mean, if you're maybe you know, play games. Actually, it's another conversation for a different day. Games suck in crypto. Anyway, Sandbox 18% down. Still at 16. Obviously, some of the meme coins as well. Peanut the squirrel. Oh yeah, that's yeah. I don't know if you guys know about that. It was a squirrel which got killed. Oh, put down by the police because I don't know, they're having too much fun or something. I don't know. Popcat. Yeah, the things you expect to see in a situation like this, which are going down the most. I mean, again, it's when the whole market's going down, it's kind of like an R value. It's kind of like at this point everything's going down. So what's the magnitude of it going down? These are sort of, you know, coins I'm expecting. Coins no one really cares about. You know, it's just like, oh yeah, here's a game we can make games in. It's like Roblox, but guess what? It's in crypto. No one cares. And some other coins, and then obviously, like I said, the meme coins, like the actual meme coins, not just some stupid like, oh guys, we're a meme coin, which we're actually talking about today as well. Oh guys, we're a meme coin. Here's a project. Screw you, we're not a meme coin anymore. You know, I think it's a bit pathetic. You know, you need to keep with your roots. You know, if you're gonna be a meme coin, you be a meme coin. If you want to be a project, make it about the project from the start. And if you don't get popular, then you know, what can you do? Anyway, and then obviously Popcat, whatever. Sorry. Even water, it's not made a difference. Bunk is down, obviously. Again, it's one of those coins. I did see something very interesting though. Robinhood listing of with hat. I think it was dog with hat. I'm not exactly too sure, but there was also a bonk one as well. I think so. That is a bit good, you know, good news for Bonk. Again, I didn't really think it was that interesting to talk about on the stream. But positive news for Bonk as well as Dog with Hat, I believe. Again, I don't know if it's going to make too much difference. But that's pretty much it on the losers on the 24 hour. Quick look at 7 day. Stellar, Sandbox, yeah, cool, whatever. These are, I mean, again, the whole market's been dragged up by everything. So I'm not surprised to see, you know, just coins, not random coins, but just any coin, any old coin, up this, that, the other percentage. You're doubling their entire value. It's crazy. Peanut Squirrel's down as well. Popcat, Bonk. Dog with Hats down here, Pepe, a lot of the meme coins. Again, it's not their time yet, but it will be, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time, although I've spent quite a while. Spent, you know, basically the entire stream on this. So let's go to the X-Files. We've got some, I think it's majoritively fun X-Files, okay? I just saw one of the old ones. I hope that's a new one. So we've got this one. So obviously, you know, we've got the animals, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you my spin on this video, okay? So these are all bears, and yeah, okay. Later on in the video there are squirrels, but think about it, right? Picture this, yeah. Market's going up, we're pumping. There's no sight downwards at all, you know, it's straight up. What are the bears gonna do? You know, all these people, oh, negative this, oh, but we're hitting negative this, oh, but we've got this line and then negative this. You know what I'm saying? They're losing every time, you know. People get liquidated here and everywhere. They need a bath. They need something, you know. They're poor. They've got nothing left, so they need this help from other people. These baths, okay? Because obviously, as we know, the bull's super strong right now. Even when we go down, you know, it's still super strong. So, you know, before the bull has to swipe up, it's got to move its head down. You know what I'm saying? Before the bull has to move its head up, it's got to move its head down. Same with the bear, you know. Before it swipes down, what's it got to do? Put its hand up. Put its paw up even. You know what I'm saying? So even though we might have these tiny moves downs in the market, that's just the bull putting its head down so it can swing back upwards. Anyway, that's my that's the little Mission Amazing. It's not really too funny, but you know, I thought it was a relatively you know, accurate, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, this was obviously just want to talk a bit more about the Jim Cramer effect. I think I only have like one important, not important, but actually in value tweet, I think, because again, my Twitter is not really too honed in on crypto Twitter. So anyway, whatever. Let's get into this. I don't sound. I'm not gonna mute it. But Jim basically said, well, he basically said own Bitcoin. It's a good thing. He said, yeah, exactly. So I mean, again, this was obviously later on yesterday, so you know, relatively close. Basically, you know, it's just a Jim Cramer effect. You know, he said, oh yeah, buy Bitcoin, own Bitcoin, basically. He said, own Bitcoin. Something about it looking good in the future. I don't know. Is that captions? We go for those captions. I think that says Twitter captions. I don't know. Whatever. I think he says something like that. Oh yeah, own Bitcoin. It's one of this and the other things. And you know, again, as we know with Cramer, he's just got that power. You know, he's got that power. Okay, well, you know, think about it. It's like if all he has to do is a simple change, which is think about what he's about to say and then change it. That's all he has to do. Hey, he's got a show on live TV and I don't. So there you go. Here's a screenshot I thought was interesting as well. Obviously, again, this is fodder. You know, we already know this. Yeah, we already know this sort of stuff. But I thought I'd show it charted out. You know, as per the data. Again, obviously, you know, I do want to get to the first article. So here's a little quick screenshot. You know, about the halving anyway. Bitcoin's about to explode. We can see every time we have the halving. I mean, this is an obvious thing. Again, I know what, I'm not really going to talk about this. This is kind of obvious. You know, halving, boom pump, halving, boom pump, halving, boom pump, halving. We're in the rectangle now, boom pump. So, you know what I'm saying? Again, nothing really crazy here. But actually, it'd be nice if it was charted. I don't think this is price. But I think it is price. And his rectangle is ranged pretty high. Yeah, this has to be price because that's like 110. We're basically there at 90. So this is price. So his rectangle goes off the screen towards 750 grand. Crazy. Does he not know about diminishing returns? We can literally see diminishing returns right in front of us. Look, massive pump. Not as small, but smaller pump. A smaller pump. Hello? Do we not know anything about diminishing returns? Like, hello? Come on, man. Okay, ignore that. This rectangle is way too big, in my opinion. Anyway. Actually, I agree with this guy. The corrections could go to around 91,400 before exploding. We will look at the charts, though, obviously, in a bit. Not really in a bit. We're going to look at one article, and then, obviously, go on to the charts. Anyway, I'm going to move on now, though, to the next article. The first article, actually. A little teaser article, you know, just a little thing to look at. Actually, what I'll do is I'll look at the comments of the stream. See what everyone's saying. Go from the top. Alright, Mike. Mike's back, hopefully, fighting fit and ready to go. Well, like I said, unfortunately, Pakistan, he's not back yet. Okay, he's got some weeks to recover with. So I'm here in the meantime. Don't know if I'm ill or what is going on. What's going on? Hey, Jennas, good morning. Good morning to you. Jabir, shout out to you, man. Let's go on some more. Good morning to all you, man. Eugene, shout out to you. Good morning from South Carolina. Good morning from Gibraltar. We're looking good today. I'll have a look. I mean, again, I know I said yesterday, oh yeah, I'll do a stream later and I'll look at this, at the other. I didn't do that. So what I do plan to. Can I go do like a Tuesday, Thursday split or, you know, something like that. Maybe a Tuesday, Friday to give it some more padding. So I might, I'll see if I can do one soon, because I do have some videos to do. Got a lot of things to do, as well as my preoccupations. So I'll see if I can fit it in. Try and do a stream. Cause I do need to do billionaire. What was it again? Billionaire cat. I'll go back on the stream. I'll find the name. I think it's like billionaire cats. I don't know. I can't remember. I will look at that as well. So yeah, I'll look at Meanwhile as well. I mean, again, I've already got it charted. So these are the things. When you guys talk to me, I mean, my charts, like, I have to go draw them, and all the ranges, and you have to work out the numbers of it. But once you've drawn them, you use them forever. That's it. So Meanwhile, I can literally go onto it and have a quick look. And I do videos on it as well. So it's like I can go onto it, have a quick look, and I've relatively got exactly what I need to look at. So yeah. Damn, so we're going to my 72k target. Hey, you know what? We'll look at it, okay? Because I haven't looked at my charts in a while, but I thought 90,340 was going to be a pretty big price target, and lo and behold, where are we now? You know what I'm saying? So who knows? It's a mysterious time we're in right now. Who knows? Oh, the crave fit. I get you. I know what you mean. Yeah, hopefully we definitely go to 72k. Oh yeah, I really would love for us to go to 70k. I would love to, yeah, definitely go down. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I keep on seeing the charts on Twitter, and all these. I find it annoying. Okay, when they flip the chart and they go, "Oh, guys, we're gonna dump," and then they flip the chart and it goes up. Shut up. No, shut up. Anyway, yeah, 72k. Yeah, 90,340 is my maximum on the bottom. Okay. Again, we'll go on to it. I need to make sure I know my ranges properly. But again, I thought 90,340 was going to be massive, and it wasn't. So, here we are. 120k before January 25th. Do you know what? At this point, yeah. Well, actually, though, I have 104k, which obviously we're basically going to break at this point. I do have another one as well, which I think is like 140-something, which was going to be one of my bigger price targets, but obviously, lo and behold, probably isn't going to be one of my bigger price targets, because we've already pretty much hit nearing the area of 100k. So, whatever. Anyway, whatever. I need to move on to the article. I have moved on to it on the sidebar. 25th is when Trump takes off. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be massive. I think whatever we have, I think it's gonna be like not multiple, but I think if we can reach a decent target, whatever we have is gonna multiply through that. I mean, again, we say it's gonna make this big difference. I think again, when he actually gets into office, it's still gonna be big. I don't think it's gonna, I don't think it's going to, change the world. You know what I'm saying? But I think what's going to happen during that period of time in the future will help. And again, even through January, that's not even the end of what we have to move up. So regardless of if, again, if we had someone who wasn't really pro-crypto in the runnings, I suppose, it wouldn't help. But again, it's still not going to stop what we have coming up. I still think it's going to make a huge difference in the start. I think what's going to happen during the period is going to help, definitely. Because, again, you don't really hear a lot of, oh, yeah, they're planning to do this, and then they do this. It's more of a thing where they do something straight up, and it helps with the price. So I definitely think it's going to have... It happens all the time. Everyone's like, oh, my God, this big thing's going to happen. Everyone's buying, and then the big thing happens, and everyone sells. So it's one of those things. I definitely think it's going to be one of those scenarios where it's like, oh, my God, Trump's going to get in the office, and then we sell a bit, and then we hit one of our support areas, and then we continue onwards. Because, again, it's one of those things. And we also have... Sometimes we have a January sell-off after the Santa rally for Christmas. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we do go down a bit. Yeah, it'd be nice to hit a nice target before Trump gets in our office. But again, like I said, it's a catalyst, but I don't think it's gonna multiply us. Anyway, whatever. I'm yapping. Let's go on to the first article. Okay, we'll go on to the charts after this. I do one article, read it, do our thing. And then we'll go on to the charts. I've got Bitcoin and Ethereum here, and then we'll go on to the rest of the article. So anyway, Pump.Fund's meme coin freak show may result in criminal charges, experts. Pump.Fund has halted its broadcast feature after significant backlash, with a legal expert warns the extreme content can open criminal investigations and civil lawsuits. Launchpad Pump.Fund's live stream feature has seemingly turned to a platform for developers to broadcast extreme shock content to promote their token, and it may result in civil or criminal lawsuits according to legal experts. So yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on here, as you can read. It's crazy. They'll have like, oh yeah, this target, and I'll do this type of thing. It's scummy, basically. It's completely scummy. But they're doing it. No surprise there. But meanwhile, industry participants urge Pump.Fund to pull the plug on its live streams. Yeah, no surprise there. And obviously they've said now, we acknowledge that recent events on our platform live stream have caused concern, and says it is now paused the functionality for an indefinite time period. Good. I mean, obviously they need regulation. I don't think in this day and age of the internet, I don't think you could ever make a streaming or content software or service where there's no regulation, because that is the biggest mistake. Maybe, you know, maybe like in a certain period between some years ago, because maybe at the very start of the internet, obviously there's a lot of stuff unregulated and tons of crazy stuff on the internet. I think there was definitely a grace period between then and later of now, where you actually probably could have had a streaming software where there wasn't really a lot of regulation. But obviously nowadays, it's suicide. Wait, I can't say that. It's, you know, it's you might as well not bother. You know what I'm saying? So the platform has remained out of regulatory purview despite being the birthplace of several scam tokens and rug pulls. However, the latest series of provocative acts on its live streams are pushing market watchers to call for regulatory action. The legitimate reason for a criminal investigation and civil lawsuits. Yuriv Bristov, a partner at Digital and Analog Partners, Cointelegraph. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, again, when you're showing people endangering themselves for a service which is being built on your platform. So again, from the phone, you know, it's obviously got its streaming area, but it's only really to advertise the true kind of function of it, which is to make these crazy coins for no reason and for no price, basically. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of a by proxy type of thing, where it's like, okay, yeah, they're streaming it and they're not controlling the stream, which they need to do, because obviously there's a bunch of regulation behind this. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I can see why there's a heavier focus on them having, you know, it being a crime to do this, because, you know, these people endanger themselves and do these crazy things because of services which they are, you know, serving, which is, you know, obviously where it kind of holds that responsibility. Anyway, although we strongly stand for free speech and expression, it's our responsibility to ensure that users don't see clearly repulsive / dangerous content, and that bad actors aren't given a platform to act as they wish. Yeah, because I saw as well, there was like this kid, I don't know how old he was, maybe 14, I can't remember, who made a coin. It got pumped to like 50k or some crap, like 30k, I can't remember the exact number, and then he dumped it all, and then he just ended the stream. So it's definitely a cesspool. I wouldn't even bother going near it. Obviously, I know it's closed now, so you can't really go near it, you know, to begin with. But even when it comes back, I still probably wouldn't get, you know, bother. Because obviously, you know my stance on meme coins. Because again, and this is the thing I mention on all my streams, or not all my streams, on the streams when we talk about meme coins, especially in the office with Mike, is he'll be like, okay, we'll define a meme coin, and this is the reason why I said I don't really like meme coins. Okay, you can make money off meme coins, doesn't mean I have to like them. Okay, just like, okay, why don't you like meme coins? Or what about this coin, this coin, this coin? Like, you know, Mew, for example. Well, they're not meme coins anymore, you know, and that's the key thing, because I keep it original, I keep it, you know, by the books, if you know what I mean. It's like, what is a meme coin? It's got no inherent value. It's only popular by a social reason, and it's got a photo and a name to it, you know, like a funny thing. But when you start to have functionality, it's not meme coin anymore, in my opinion. So there's no, you know, that's not a meme coin anymore. So if it's got any functionality to it, it's not a meme coin, because it's not there to be a joke. It might be bought because it's a joke, and it might be popular because it's a joke. But at the same time, you don't hold it just because it's a joke, because you do actually have functionality to it. So at that point, it's like anything slightly big, and then they make a reason to have the coin. It is then not a meme coin. And I think it's a bit, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a meme coin and then add on functionality. It's like, yeah, okay, it's an easy way of getting, or not easy. Obviously, there's tons of meme coins out there which are not popular in the slightest. There's obviously, you know, it's an easy way of getting a good project which might have a little joke to it or whatever. Like Mew, it's just like a cat. It's, you know, it's not like a massive meme right now. It's just a cat. So it's a really great way to get your project out there, I suppose. But I don't like it, because again, it's not a meme coin anymore. So yeah, it's a cesspool of crap. Again, we already know this. This guy, here he is. Yeah, 30k, dumps 30k, and he just leaves. So, you know, it's like, it's just scams. It's just like, who cares? Like, I would never go in this place willingly, unless I wanted to make a crazy amount of money, and I was aware that I could completely lose all my money. Again, that's what you have to remember with meme coins, though. But it's like, why would I want to give someone who looks like this and does things like this any ounce of money? So yeah, it's a cesspool. I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't bother. Anyway, that's our teaser article. You know, our little taste of that's not really what's to come, because again we've got a range of different articles, but we are moving on now though to some ranges. Okay, let's move the sidebar. I will read the chat as well though. I'll read the chat. So I did still see a mention about iCoin, and again, like I said, I don't hate meme coins. I know you can make money out of them, and some of them I like, but again, I think on the basis of it, you just have to not, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to be aware. Like, I'd rather pick anything else. But anyway, my nose is like permanently blocked. I don't know what's going on, guys. Okay, there we go. Good morning, Brooklyn family. Good morning to you, Tariq. I see you, man. Again, like I said, I know Tariq asked about Mike last stream. Just to say again, obviously Mike is on recovery for about, you know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, wherever it's going to be. So in the meantime, I'm here, you know, taking place for it. So 120k before January 5th. I've talked about this. 25th. Talked about this. People will be trying to front run the US Treasury when they start buying Bitcoin. And yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think. Actually, to be fair, actually, I don't know if that. I don't actually know when that starts to take place. I don't know if that's an immediate thing. I don't actually probably read up on that. Again, it's a simple thing. I don't know when they actually start to buy Bitcoin. Is it in the new year? If so, then yeah, that is great. And then therefore, obviously, it will have a direct effect when he immediately gets in. And yes, people will be trying to front run. And I think we talked about this yesterday with MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, that's his name. Talking about him buying Bitcoin. Actually, to be fair, we did have another article today. Because I said yesterday, oh, he's planning to buy Bitcoin, or looking at the chart, he's saying he's planning to buy Bitcoin, and literally in the same day he's bought Bitcoin. 55k, or 55,000 Bitcoin, I think it was. I think it's his biggest monetary purchase of Bitcoin to date, I think. So pretty big there. But you know, we talked about the importance of direct input news to coins like Bitcoin mainly, and how much of the effect they have. And again, I completely agree with the Treasury buying Bitcoin. That's going to be a massive effect on Bitcoin. Even if there's a front run to the news of him getting in office, and then there's a bit of a sell-off, people are going to buy back again, and we're in the bull run, and there's going to be US Treasury buying, and so on and so forth. It's going to be huge. You think we put before? Yeah, okay, whatever. Big Dog Think or Bread Cat? No clue. I'm not going to lie. I don't really look at meme coins like that. I'm not going to lie. You know what? Even though I'm not an old man, I feel like an old man when it comes to meme coins. I need to look into them more. I don't know. Okay. Only meme I like is $1 billion cat. Yeah, that's the one I was mentioned yesterday. Yeah, which I will be looking at. I'll have to look into it as well myself to make sure I'm actually looking at something which is worthwhile. Which I assume it is if people are talking about it. So we'll see. Anyway, let's move on to the first chart of the day of 2. Can't move by. There we go. Can't move my streaming software. Okay, cool. So on the 4 hour, this is a smaller range. I would like to use this range. You can see, I'm gonna point out my 2 little things I'm gonna talk about. Obviously, we have this big one, which obviously we have equilibrium. We've got many things to look at. Okay, let's start on the smaller one. Okay, it might look small, it might look dainty, and yes, it's not very good, but it's pretty good. Okay, so you might notice something very important up here. This, and if you're someone who's watched my streams before, let me move this on actually. Oh no, you can't see it because of the sidebar. All right, great. Okay, I'm gonna have to. What can I do actually? Hold on. I can probably shimmy this out. Okay, well, the chart's tiny. Okay, the chart's tiny. We'll just have to live with it, whatever. Chart's tiny. We've got the sidebar on the way. Okay, chart's tiny, but we'll just, you know, do our thing. So if you've obviously seen my streams before, you'll know about the importance of this purple line and this orange line. And obviously this red area and the line out of it, okay? These areas are the important areas, basically, of the charts, okay? These are what kind of orchestrate where we're going, what direction I could hope to see, what direction we could potentially see, and if we're going to have any difficulty getting there. That's basically it, really. So these are the main areas. Let's take them away and look at what we've done lately, okay? I know this is Friday, okay, but I do want to give an overview coming from here all the way to here, because we've got some nice movement. You can see really nice here, really nice here, especially here, okay? So what is the purple line if you don't know? Purple line, or this line at the very top, is an extension line. What does extension line mean? Well, when we have these ranges in between these 2 orange lines, this is a dealing range, okay? So this is when it's same ideology between premium and discount, although I don't really think about that too much when I look at the ranges, but it's similar to premium discount, and you've got equilibrium up here, which is normally the most important part of these ranges. But you also additionally have these purple lines, because again, you need to know when you're getting out of these ranges, because sometimes you can get out of them and then come back into them and then respect them continuously again. So you need to have an area where there's a cut, line in the sand where you've gotten out the range, and you can then move on to the next range. And then, so instead of us being in a premium, we're now in a discount, and then we can continue on to the next equilibrium. So this is what these purple lines are for. These are what are found to be the lines, which also I've got a balance on my phone. I'm just making sure it's updated. These purple lines are where we sit at, or what we define as, what I define anyway, as the lines which, when you exceed them and use them to support or resistance, then prove to you that you are now in a new line, or a new area, sorry. So we have that here, a nice bounce, because again, these are still, regardless of how we are supposed to use the lines, are still going to be support and resistance. So massive support on them, or resistance in this case, I meant to say. And obviously resistance on the orange line. So this main area, massive resistance here. So you can see how nicely respected these areas. So obviously this makes sense that we had this bounce from this purple line, because again, this is where it is in terms of the resistance. And again, we do have the orange line. Again, you can see this bounce on this here. You can see this really nice candle print bounce, and then this wick here. I do believe there's going to be, if I go to 1 hour, it looks even nice on the 1 hour, to be fair. You can see here these lines, really nice bouncing off of the orange line as well. And the orange line between here is rejection blocks. I'm trying to see if I can find any rejection blocks, which I don't seem to see. Obviously, a really good movement anyway. Let's stick on the 1 hour actually. So you can see really nice movement. Came up, found resistance at the high, came to support equilibrium, came to the extension line. Obviously, found our support down here. Continue to bounce off these areas, finding support and resistance as we continue. Found resistance at the high again. Found support again at equilibrium. Resistance at high again, and then we have now come down and now slipped below equilibrium, and now using it as resistance twice, as you can see by this double bounce here coming down to here. So a decent rundown so far on the 1 hour. So we can see currently we're now going to be in the range between 91,860 and between obviously 94.5 towards 95.7. So going back to obviously revert your minds back to when we were looking on X, we saw that guy talking about 91.8. I believe he said 91.8 as one of the areas he thinks he could come to, and I completely agree with him, because we do have 91.8 as one of the ranges in terms of a reversion back down before we continue back upwards again. So I could expect a continuation down towards that area before we see a movement back upwards again. And remember, these are important areas. You can see we have this area, this little bounce here. So these are going to be important. You can see this bounce. We then flipped it and used it as support. So I'm not saying we can't use these equilibriums as support and resistance. However, these ranges I'm currently showing right now aren't very big on the grand scheme of things, especially considering on the higher time frame. So even though we do have, in theory, resistance at 94.5 to 95.7, I am going to want to move on to the higher ranges to see if we truly have those resistances there or not. So let's move on now to the next range so we can look again at a higher range. So what do we have here then? Well, we do have that bounce off the high, which is really good. Again, we're on the 4 hour, so it's not going to look too fancy, but on the daily, you can still see it there. So we stick on the daily here and continue on to... We actually have probably a gap, a nice gap here, looking at the ranges. Just to quickly draw that. Obviously, this is ages away. I'm not saying this is going to be good, but anyway, whatever. So what do we have? Okay, we have the continuation above equilibrium. Again, this is one of the daily here, because again, there's a lot of noise when it comes to 1 hour and 4 hour. And when you look at these areas, you go, oh my god, we're doing this, we've bounced 4 times this equilibrium, it's looking so strong, this, that, the other. Well, we need to pay attention to the higher ranges, to kind of denoise what we have going on, and to denoise what we have, and to simplify it over the daily. What do we have? Well, we came up to equilibrium, we bounced off the top, bounced off the bottom, and then surpassed it, found support off it, and then came up to find the high, and now we're coming down again. So what can I expect? What I would want to see is maybe a bounce, either a bounce off of the areas that have 90,300. But again, I mean, we don't really have much support, from what we see right now on the daily. Obviously there is this line, but we didn't really find resistance at it. We kind of found resistance here actually. We didn't really find resistance at it, and we kind of just surpassed it. It was because again, those lines aren't really the direct input. Those are where you form different things. So for example, rejection blocks in here, or rejection blocks down here. Oh no, rejection blocks down here. Sorry. So it's not really where you see resistance on these lines. It's more so, this area with these lines, and then the highs and the lows. So to look at that, on a basis level, we can see where should we in theory come to based on the support on the daily. Well, I would wager a guess to say 90,450 down here. If I zoom out again, we might be able to see, yeah, 90,451. That is my, guess to say where we could see support if it's on the equilibrium basis. Now, I know that's pretty low, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we found support higher. But again, like I said before I went to the charts, 90,340 maximum low I could see for Bitcoin before we continue upwards again. Because again, that was my important line. Regardless of if we surpassed it, really fast or not, we surpassed it. I thought it was going to be stronger resistance, but it wasn't. But we still have support here. So, I know I drew this. But like I said, we also have the rejection block down here at 85. But anyway, I don't want to look at down here. We could hit it. And again, we've already hit price targets I expected to see, ages down the line. Because before we actually properly pumped, my analysis was, okay, we've got 90,340. I think that's going to be decent support. I think we'll bounce off there, maybe come back down towards 84, 85k. Obviously coming back towards the rejection block and whatnot down here. And then I was like, okay, and then we might see resistance. And then eventually, during some months, maybe in December, we might try and wick up towards 104k. And then during January, this and the other, come down again. But we literally just completely surpassed everything and then tried to get towards 100k. So in this case, I'm going to have to say this is going to be support area. And again, this is on the daily. This is massive support. So my opinion, 90,450, 451 towards, again, 86.8. This is a bit of a wide range, but we just generally have support down here, 89k. We do have this fair value gap though down here, but I don't know if we could, hit this at 84, 85, wherever it is. It might be a bit too low. We could potentially wick, as you can see here, even on these candle prints, we are within this equilibrium. We can see even with here, we can have a wick to the next range. We can have a wick down. So if we wick to the next range, it would be towards 84, 490. So I'm not denying we can't have a wick during the lower time frames towards this area, but I think we are going to be printing above, at least, maximum 86.8. I reckon more towards the top end of things though, personally. I do want to go on to check the last wider range. Again, we are already in equilibrium again, and that's the thing to remember. This is on the wider range. This is on like the weekly, if you will. Let's keep it on the daily. Better yet, let's keep it on the 4 hour. So yeah, we tried to get out. Obviously, we're falling down again. Again, 100k is just going to be a normal resistance area, or 98, 99.5, whatever. But you can see this is where the main support area is. You can see, bounce here, try to get back above, bounce off support, bounce, continuation onwards. Really good price action here. So again, this is the wider range. If you remember, on this range, 9.1, whatever hell, this is like the whole range of the equilibrium. And then we have this one. You can see again. Let me do this. There we go. You can see, even though like right now, that is the accumulation of both equilibriums. So if we look at even on a higher range, on the higher range we have here, we still have support here. So again, I think this is going to be a really strong support area. I think it's going to be quite hard to get below this. Even though we saw a decent flip of it here. This flip. This was a good flip. So I reckon we are going to at least have it as once or twice support. So yeah. Back to the point of 9,340, which was my main point I mentioned, and the main line on the higher range. If we zoom back towards here, yeah, 90,345. I think it's gonna be pretty good support. I did see a comment by KB. Check out those lows and fill the gap at 84.35. Again, like I said, I could see it, especially if you look at the daily. There's potential for that wick towards the fair value gap, but again, that's if we come back towards 86k. If we come back into the equilibrium and find support at 86k. I think this 90k area, and I was wrong once before at 90,340 being massive resistance, but again, it is still equilibrium. I can't deny it. So I could see it in a scenario where we're lower down in equilibrium and we wick out towards 84k, 84 whatever 3. But again, I'm not too confident on that personally. I want to look at one last thing before we move on to Ethereum, because I know I spend way too long on the charts, which is this. Because again, this was the main area, 90,345. I thought we were going to bounce off here and then come down again, maybe back towards 81, 82, and then come back. I mean, my original one was like coming maybe towards 73k where the breakout was, and finding support there and then coming up. But again, we already surpassed it. So my next line is 154. I did have another line down here somewhere, 125. Obviously, you do have 104 again. on an even wider range, we have 93,887 as equilibrium and 83,259. So going back towards 84,355, we do have a decent low end at 83,259 as well. But if we hide this and see, okay, we're coming into equilibrium now. We've already bounced off it once. What do we see? 72.6 to 104. So going back to that idea of when we break out of equilibriums, you break up, maybe find resistance here, whatever, do I think. But one of the general movements you can do is come up into 104, bounce off the higher end of it, and then continue onwards, and then do our thing there. So in this case, if we were to do this, we would be coming towards 104k, coming back towards 93.8, and then breaking out, trying to get up towards up here. Now I can't remember what this circle was. I think it was this range. So that's the high of the range of a relatively low range in comparison on the weekly, which is at 118.098. So again, going back to that idea of 120k, I can completely agree with that, coming towards 118, and we have the extension at 124. So if we tried to get it to break up and we fail, it would be within the range of 118 to 124, which would then mean if we broke up and then failed, we would probably be coming back down towards the equilibrium, which is at 90,345 to 93,887. So yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, I think my main prices are 104k, 118k, obviously 90,340 on the lower end of things, and that's pretty much it locally anyway. So yeah, that's my opinion on Bitcoin, our potential move, and yeah, I guess we'll see what's going on. I do need to move on though, because I spend way too long on the charts. Okay, I just like to look at as much as I can. So Ethereum, we'll look at that really quickly, because again, I do need to move on to the articles, because that's what the majority of people are here for. Potentially, I don't know. Let's move that back. There we go. So let's see what we've done. So last thing I talked about previously was this grey area. Okay, so if I go back to the daily, the main thing I talked about, maybe make sure the balance chart is on. Okay, that's good. Last time we were looking at the charts, we were down here, and I did say I reckon we could come up to the next high of the range, which we have done nicely. Obviously, I've already done this here, but if you remember back, I have already talked about this moving upwards, coming towards this equilibrium. Obviously, we did bounce off equilibrium, found support at the lower end down here, and then obviously we've come up towards this grey area. So one of my main points, even back down, basically at the start of November, when we were sitting down here, when I was looking at longing, because I was saying down here, we have this grey area, which was a previous equilibrium. We're sitting here super strong. We didn't really, you can see even like if we look over the history of it, in between basically August, September, October, and November, the entire time we only really dipped and printed below the 2,360 mark once. So it was a massive support area. And I was saying it's also a Bart Simpson. You can see I drew this at the time as well. I was saying we have a Bart Simpson. We have equilibrium down here. I reckon we're gonna flip and come all the way back up towards this grey area where we have resistance at this order block. So again, remember, this is at the high. This is at a massive order block here. You can see when we formed it, we bounced off equilibrium, found resistance, and obviously came down. We flipped it. Obviously, it's an order blocks. We failed, found resistance again, resistance again, fail. So I think this is a good resistance area. And lo and behold, to keep us up to speed what we've done now, we do have that pretty accurately. So let's look at the previous history we have. Let's look at this area. So what do we have? Our bounce and trying to get up towards equilibrium, fail, resistance again, fail, resistance off the equilibrium twice. Now we flipped it. You can see support again, higher low at support, potentially another higher low at support again. You can see a nice range here. But again, this is actually expanding triangle. I don't really look at chart patterns too much anymore. But this is the expanding triangle, which in theory should bring us down. So maybe back towards 3,200. And again, that does line up with what I think. Because my main thing was we were going to come into this area at 3,500 and then come down again. And to be fair, I do believe I mentioned back in maybe the start of November was I think one of a good trade to do will be coming from 2,300 all the way up towards this 2,500 and take profit over here. And again, I know it's like, oh yeah, it's like saying, the sky's gonna be blue tomorrow and the sun's gonna come up in the morning and then set in the evening. It's one of those things. It's like we're down at 2,300. Of course we're gonna be going up, but to say the ranges, I did, my main thing to look at was coming from 2,300 at that equilibrium up towards this high and this order block at 3,500. Again, at the time I was saying I don't think this is going to be our max height for Ethereum, but I did believe it was going to be a decent resistance area, which we have hit now. So to move on to what I can see us doing now is going to be coming down. Okay, we're going to come down a bit, and again, I think Bitcoin's has come down, could come down a bit more towards that support area at the equilibrium. Same thing with Ethereum here. We are hitting equilibrium pretty hard, but we can hit 3,200 without it negatively affecting us. So what I could have believed to see is we have this thing going on. We could hit off 3,200 and then bounce back up and come up. So I could definitely see 3,200, but again, I wouldn't want to see, a lower low. But it's one of those things. We do have a bunch of different breaker blocks here, especially this one. Try and move this to green. There we go. So move that here. You can see, two basically rejection blocks or breaker blocks. Sorry, here. So good support down there. So even if we did hit for 3,200, we do have support in this area. So not saying it's going to happen, but it's not that hard of a movement down. So obviously that would fulfill both areas here. You can see this and this. That would fulfill both areas coming down towards 3,200. So that's my kind of opinion. I don't want to go too much into the long term for Ethereum. I do need to move on to the articles. So I will move on to the articles. So let's do that now. So first article, apart from obviously a little teaser, is going to be about MicroStrategy, I should probably say, and them actually buying. So let's have a look. So we looked at a chart which had a bunch of green dots. So under MicroStrategy leadership, MicroStrategy has become a public. Yeah, well, no one cares. Actually, I don't care. I'm gonna try to find a way, but here it is. Here it is. Yeah. So this is what we talked about yesterday. About him buying. In a sign of unequivocal bullishness, on November 25th, MicroStrategy announced that it had completed its largest acquisition to date, buying 55,000 Bitcoin for $5.4 billion. Per its latest Form 8K filing. So obviously we talked about that yesterday. They were due a new purchase of a large purchase of Bitcoin, and obviously lo and behold they have fulfilled that, which is nice. So yeah, the company's latest acquisition came at an average price of 97,862 per Bitcoin. MicroStrategy now hold 386,700 Bitcoin, acquired at an average price of 56,761. Looking back, the company has spent a total of $21.9 billion on digital assets. Pretty crazy. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, actually. Okay, yeah, cool. I mean, it's talking about cascading cells here, kind of, but it doesn't. The main point is to look at the fact that he did buy. It was not obviously there's not like a massive article here, so I think I'm just gonna move on. But just to update, yes, there was a purchase of Bitcoin from what he teased yesterday, which obviously was like, oh yeah, guys, I'm thinking of buying, and then he bought. So I don't think it's a surprise there. So here it is. The next one, obviously we've got two things to look at with Trump. We've got his obviously new World Liberty Finance, I think it's called, whatever it's called. I think it's World Liberty Finance. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, World Liberty Finance. We do have also what he holds. So I wanted to see. Well, but what does Trump hold? Okay, he's got some interesting coins. He's got Trump coin. So we will look at his holdings in a minute. So Trump company nets $15 million payday as Justin Sun buys bulk of World Liberty tokens. Justin Sun, the crypto billionaire behind Tron, now owns over half of all World Liberty Finance tokens sold since World Liberty Finance launched. After months of lackluster sales, the Trump's family decentralized finance project, World Liberty Finance, received an infusion of support on Monday from none other than Justin Sun, the founder of the Tron blockchain. Sun confirmed the purchase of 30 million. What? 30 million? Oh, right, okay, fine. The payday, right, okay. $30 million worth of the World Liberty Governance tokens, WLFI, to his followers. Jeez. To his followers on X. Okay, no one cares. The project has previously sold slightly more than $20 million worth of the tokens, meaning that Sun now controls a healthy majority of the Ethereum-based token currently in circulation. Right, yeah. I mean, again, I don't really think anyone cared about this project. Anyway, whatever. It sought $300 million in WLFI sales. Once the project actually opened, those to sluggish demand. It opened to sluggish demand. It slashed out a goal by 90% to just $30 million in token sales. Yeah, it's lackluster. I mean, again, I don't really think anyone cares. I haven't cared. I definitely know I haven't cared. There's definitely people who care. I don't really think it's made an effect on my life in crypto. Okay, so I don't really care. I don't think the majority of people care. But yeah. Right. Okay. So. It's also a key milestone for the project's founders, who now will finally see a payout from their involvement with World Liberty. According to the project's gold paper, only after $30 million has been raised to establish a reserve for expenses and obligations will key participants, including President-elect Donald Trump, see a payday. Right, so basically, talking about his payday, he needs to raise $30 million before he could get paid, and he exactly raised $30 million when it actually opened. So he didn't actually get a single ounce of money from that, which is nice. Obviously, he probably has a tiny bit. Sun think the US is becoming the blockchain hub. Sun wrote today, and Bitcoin owes it to Donald Trump. Fair enough. I know there's a thing going on in Texas with something I can't remember. I don't really know what's going on. I didn't really read the article, but I think it's something about Texas wants to do something to try and be the hub of crypto. Which is it Texas really going to be the thing? But hey, who am I to judge? So yeah, nice article. Again, I really don't care about World Liberty Finance. It hasn't really changed my life in terms of looking at crypto. So don't really care. So let's just move on, I guess, to actually something a bit more interesting than that, because that was just kind of a little follow-on, which is President Donald Trump holds over $5.4 million in cryptos. Ether is his largest, which is no surprise there, because again, he did release his NFT, so I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of his holdings would be relative towards ETH and in that sphere. So obviously it does also talk about Polygon-based wrapped ETH making up most of his portfolio, because again, like I said, he did release that project, the NFT project, which had him doing all sorts of things, riding an elephant and being in space and playing golf, which was pretty cool and a waste of time, in my opinion. Not a waste of time for him. He definitely made a ton of money, but for people, actually, you know what, I will retract my statement, because I actually don't know what the people got for buying the NFT. I think they had like something where you could go play golf with Trump, which I don't really think is that cool. Like, who cares? But hey, whatever, people buy stupid things, don't they? So in this post, I love breakdowns. Let's read it quickly. Donald Trump owns over $5.4 million in crypto. We talked about that. His holdings include over 500,000 Trump tokens, which we will look at. Obscure coins like Trog and SAR and USDC. Trump has promised to stop the US government from selling seized Bitcoin, fire SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, and create a pro-crypto advisory council. So we could look at some of the actions he's going to take relative to crypto when he is in power. Okay, we'll look at the breakdown ourselves, but he's got about $1.7 million worth of Ethereum, 1.6 wrapped Ethereum in his holdings. So he's got some names, actually. So he's got some different wallet names. He's got Love You Trump. Oh no, these aren't. No, what? Oh no. Okay, yeah. So people have bought it and probably sent it to him and he's holding them. Yeah, okay, cool. Again, I actually, you know what? A lot of this isn't really interesting. I do want to look at this though. I hope anyway. I mean, this is a different article, isn't it? Let's go back up. I'm trying to keep within the article, but it's majority just talking about how much money. I do want to go look at the actual wallet. We do have the wallet. Okay, nothing really there. Yeah, so it's just talking about him not basically trying to make it so that they're not going to sell the Bitcoin, which obviously is a good thing. What have he said? Yeah, so he will one day. I'll fire Gary Gensler. He proclaimed Gensler, known for his crackdown on crypto, is despised in the industry for filing over 100 lawsuits against crypto firms. Here it is. Trump pledged to create a Bitcoin and crypto presidential advisory council. This council, as Trump explained, would be staffed with pro-crypto experts, not bureaucrats. He took shots at Senator Elizabeth Warren, calling her a threat to the industry. That's good. I mean, again, we've already known this. There's not really much like amazing news which is breaking the world here. It's mainly just a prompt to go look at his wallet to see what he's holding. I want to see. He's got some interesting things. The main thing was the meme coin. I didn't want to go look at. So he's got a lot. He's got about $1 million worth of Trump, which is pretty cool. Which got a bit. Yeah, he's got some random stuff. I mean, again, I think you know, if people are like, okay, cool, he's got a wallet. This might get popular. People might go try to look at this. He's actually got 10 million. That's crazy. Okay, I want to see the value. There we go. No, that's not value. There we go. So you got Trog again. Like, okay, let's see where this come from. Trog. Okay, my guess to say is that he's not bought this himself, but it could be. Let's see. Top holders. like Trump basically. 'Cause this is just Trog itself. I want to see the history of his wallet. Talk about history. This might be it. Trog. You can see it's just wicked up. Oh no, it's not changed actually. Here we go. Okay, so here's some history. Tour here. I can only assume what that means. Okay, let's say accept currencies. I want to move on to who it is. I want to see the transfers. I want to see. Actually, can we filter with token Trog? There we go. I want to see his transactions of Trog. Yeah, here we go. So from 2 different wallets, or 2 different areas. So this is the main one, the 210k one. Oh no, this isn't the main one. So these look like the only main transactions of Trog, from what it seems like. I'm just trying to find out these wallets. Yeah, I reckon. I don't think he's definitely bought this himself. I just wanted to see, because what I probably would do if I had a meme coin is I'd probably go send him some. You know, I'd find what Trump had. I'd go send Trump some of my token. Because again, people could be looking at this going, oh, what's Trog? Because I see, I've never heard of Trog in my life. And we've gone to look at his wallet, and now I know what Trog is. So I don't know what Trog is, but I know of the token now. So, yeah, good strategy. I definitely don't think he's holding that. But crazy that it's $4.52 million, which is pretty crazy. So obviously the article was like, oh, yeah, he's got $5 million. So it seems like half of the portfolio is within Trog. At one point, he had a massive amount of money. Obviously, I mean, again, like obviously, it's hovering within this range. Again, he did reach that 8 million mark, but obviously, as of right now, it's still not balanced. So I don't really care. We are obviously talking about a high amount of money, about 10 million, which is pretty crazy. So I want to see if I want to see what his wallet breakdown is. But whatever. So yeah, also he's got his names here, which obviously I think is been sent. So again, the main thing he's got is also Trump. Or not the main thing, but one of the main things I want to look at was the fact that he holds Trump. It's frozen on me. For the data, you know what I'm saying? Alright, yeah, you know what? I do need to move on to the next article, which is actually the last article, which is important. So we actually have 3 minutes left, so still on time. Let's just move on. I will, still talk about it there. So yeah, the only thing I want to talk about was he had the Trump meme coin himself, which I thought was pretty funny. I just wanted to see what he had. He's got $10 million, and that Trog, I thought it was pretty crazy. But it's good to see that he's holding money. But again, the main thing I think was the fact that he had that NFT project. I think the majority of that money is probably going to be within Ethereum and wrapped Ethereum due to the fact that he was within that project anyway. So yeah, who cares? But within the last 2 minutes or a couple of minutes, we're going to be looking at this article, which is the options expiry. Now, it says Bitcoin option expiry. I believe, obviously, there's multiple different options on many coins, but the main things we look at in the article is Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is going to be pretty big, okay? Massive in value, okay? $9.4 billion worth of Bitcoin options expiry. Will the price jump? Will the price jump? So Bitcoin and Ethereum are about to face a huge event. On October 29th, a whopping $9.4 billion in Bitcoin options and $1.3 billion in Ethereum options are set to expire. This could lead to major swings in the crypto market, especially after the US Thanksgiving holiday. So what does this all mean? Let's break it down. I'll just read it, the footnotes, Okay, so I want to see what the max pain is. Here we go. Okay, so what happens when big options expire? I don't really care this. There's a lot of put options hanging around 70k. However, experts think that this isn't where the things are headed. They're more focused on a range between 70,000 and 82,000 thanks to the max pain theory. So that does kind of match up with that gap we had on the chart. So what's next for Bitcoin? So out of money options, there are about 5.2 billion of them. Most of these are puts rather than being bets that Bitcoin will drop. They're more like insurance against a downturn. Still, the fact that Bitcoin's price is sitting comfortably above the max pain level means that the market makers might need to buy more Bitcoin to cover their positions. If they do, it could help push the price even higher, closer to 100k. This is going to be a good thing. Again, this is the main thing I want to read here within Bitcoin about the fact that they need to have buybacks, which will be pretty huge for the Bitcoin price, as we know. Did we mention a lot about Ethereum, actually? So it's possible we'll see some big price action leading up to November 29th. But don't be surprised if things get bumpy. Similar explorations has caused drops in Bitcoin's price before, about 3% in October. This time could be different. So yeah, again, going back to the point where it's like, okay, it could be 3% here and there, up or down. But the main point is, it's a positive thing if they have to do buybacks for the majority of options, which will obviously, in the current case we are in, depending on if we hold or not. Obviously, again, talking about price action, and again, we're not that far away. It's on Friday when this happens, so I think we will have a positive. I'm trying to think of the options we have in terms of Bitcoin's price. Again, we did talk about lower end of things towards the equilibrium, but again, if it's about 3%, we will still see towards that 100k. It'd be nice if we can get the price up towards 100k before the options expire. And again, it did mention that price, as we would rightfully expect, to be a bit bumpy towards 29th of October as we see this imminent options expire on October 29th. So this is massive news. So do watch out for Friday and the days preceding. Obviously, coming towards. It's Tuesday today, probably within Wednesday to Thursday, and within probably definitely Friday. I don't know what day it is. I don't actually know if it's start or end of the day. But whenever it is, Wednesday, Thursday are definitely going to be massive towards that movement. So yes, pretty exciting. This is going to be huge for Bitcoin. Will this allow us to push up towards 100k? I hope so. Hopefully, it can get us above 100k and find some support there. This might be the little, I don't know, the little firelight we need to start the fire, for the pump towards 104k and onwards. So hopefully we can see this. It's gonna be massive. Really, really big valuation as well on this. So this is definitely gonna make a big. It's not gonna be a little drop in the ocean. It's gonna be, healthy. I hope it's gonna be healthy. So let's see what happens. Keep it posted on Friday. Again, I am probably gonna be at least do a stream on Friday. Okay, I do aim to do one of my training streams before Friday, either today or tomorrow. But we will be doing a training stream in the afternoon, on chart stream in the afternoon on Friday. So again, if the options expire during that period of time on Friday, we'll obviously get to see the aftermath, and I'll try to do the charts and keep you guys posted. So don't worry about that. I will be doing a stream on Friday. We'll see how this, the outcome of this. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. It is the end of the stream. 12:02. Try to keep it on time. Not bad here. A nice hour stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Wherever you're watching, check the description. Really useful links down there. Telegram and Twitter are probably the most important, as I always say. I will keep you guys posted on the stream. I didn't manage to do one yesterday. Again, I've got a lot of things to be doing. So I will hopefully try to do one. I like to try and keep a gap in between my charts because, again, I do look at higher time frames. So I do like to look at things with a couple of days apart, so we can actually see outcomes of things I talk about. So I try to do either Monday to Thursday, Friday time. Could try to do Tuesday to Friday. Obviously, I do want to do one on Friday at least because there is this expiry going on Friday. So I'll try to do one either today, tomorrow, and then Friday as well. So keep you guys posted on that, and I will send the links in Telegram as well. So do make sure you're in Telegram. Do make sure you're subscribed to the channel and are liking the streams because it does help us. It helps me. Okay, because obviously I'm in a time where I've got a lot of things to do. Obviously, Mike is in recovery, so shout out to Mike. So like a stream would mean a lot to me. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you all. See you in Telegram. See you next time on the stream if you don't do that. I will be doing a stream tomorrow morning, as with every other morning there'll be forever and ever from what it feels like. I feel like I'm in a never-ending spiral. So don't you worry. There will be a stream tomorrow. So let's get into it. Let's get into it tomorrow. Because I think we might see some outcomes by tomorrow. So even if I don't manage to do a stream tonight, we'll see some outcomes by tomorrow. So I'll be looking at Bitcoin again tomorrow. So even if I don't muster up the management of doing a stream later on today for the charts, you will at least get to see Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Actually, I do want to do Solana soon as well. So if I don't manage to do it, I will do Solana as well tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow. Excited to see what happens with Bitcoin. Excited to see what happens on Friday. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm yapping. Actually, end the stream. Goodbye.